Hi, I'm Eve Pearl. Today I'm going to show you how to do a basic makeup application. We're using some colors that might be out of your comfort zone. I'm going to use the Sapphire eyes on my eyes and basically just do a reverse contour and some simple quick makeup tricks that I do, and hopefully it'll work for you. You can use this with any colors, and I'll be doing more videos soon. And thank you very much. Hope you like it. Okay, we're about to start. I'm going to begin by using our priming moisturizer treatment. This is great. It's got Astaxanthin. I want you to see the coloring of it. I'm putting it here. You see it's got a little bit of the pink, a bit of the pink hue. And by the way, this is a mirror, so everything you're seeing is, a little bit on the other mirror-wise. So I only put it here on the sponge for you to see that it's a pinkish tone. And this is got no pigment. The color is purely from the Astaxanthin, which is the microalgae the salmon eats. So I'm putting this all over my face, eyes, everything. It primes, moisturizes, and also it has a really nice dry matte finish. When it finishes, my face, you could see all the ingredients acting, but it's very soothing, it's very calming, especially to any one of us that has, the acne-prone, sensitive skin. So it gets like this great color. It's activating everything, making the blood vessels move, which is what's, it's great for us, and then it's gonna calm everything down. All right, I'm gonna begin. I first take my little spongy, and by the way, we have amazing new sponges, Eve Pearl non-latex sponges. I wanna show you the difference between a non-latex, this is a non-latex sponge, and when it is dry, it's about this big. When you wet a non-latex sponge, it becomes huge, okay? So here is what happens when you wet a non-latex sponge. It's the same thing. A latex sponge, you can put all the water you want. It's never going to get any bigger. So non-latex is the way to go. Also makes any makeup you put on go on way smoother. I'm going to begin by using the HD Dual foundation. This is the light. And I'm going to take that with the foundation brush. All the foundation brushes say foundation brush. It's brush number 101. I'm going to use the side that says Eve Pearl on the side 1 of the foundation, like this, boom. And the side 2 of the foundation with the other side of the brush. So just grabbing it with a little bit of the brush. So here's side 1, and here's side 2. And I'm gonna start with the eye makeup first, because that's part of the whole Eve Pearl method. So I do the side 1, the lighter color 1 here, and when you're doing it on yourself, you do your whole forehead with the side 2. You can grab a little bit more and do my entire forehead. If you're doing it on somebody else, I only do it right above the eyebrows so that I could still hold and maneuver things on the top of their heads. I take the little damp sponge and I smooth everything out. Now remember, the whole process of this is just to smooth things out, not to wipe everything off. So by smoothing it out, and the reason it's damp, it makes it go on as sheer as you want. Because I don't want it to be full coverage everywhere, just enough to make my skin look smooth, but so you can still see the skin beneath. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to take, by the way, we have great new puffs. Okay, these puffs are pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. These are washable and reusable. I mean, you reuse them when you're doing them on yourself, but you see they're kind of nice and big and puffy. They're fantastic, I love them. I'm going to put it in our little loose powder. This is the Fixative Loose Powder A, and I'm going to put a tiny drop of this into the pressed powder. I put a little bit of it here, and now this is going to go on my eyelids, here, and on my forehead. Once you've powdered everything to set, that's it. Nothing's going to move. I don't have to think about it all day long. But I like to do a double action. This is the 103 brush. I'm going to still take a little bit of this powder, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this light powder and put that right here, because I want to make sure I put on the makeup on one time and it stays all day long. I always begin with the Black Pearl liquid liner. So when you're lining your eyes, don't hold it like a pen, but hold it parallel. So I'm going to start right in the center of the eye, and I'm going to line it. And by the way, if you slightly open your mouth, it'll prevent your eyes from like blinking. So it's usually better if you're not talking, but this is how you do it. Holding it parallel. When you get to the very end, make a little tiny bit of a feather. And don't worry about making it perfectly neat, because we're going to smoke it out later. So same thing on the other side. Here we go. Alright, and we put the liner. You see, it's not perfect, but don't worry about it. It does not need to be perfect because we're going to smoke it out. I'm going to be using the Sapphire Palette, okay, the blues. Because you see my top has a little bit of a bunch of different colors. I could do whatever I want. It doesn't really matter. Don't be scared of blues. They are fun, fun, fun. Here we go. I begin with the brush 105. This is the Crease Brush. Okay, here is the palette. I'm going to go into the darkest. If I give these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to go into the number 6 and the number 5. And I'm going to go right into the edges here and do my little back and forth here. Make a little E pearl V with your little crease. Okay, so you see how that's coming out? Same thing, the two colors. Never, you know, what happens with makeup is you have to start out with it looking a little crazy, but no, it's going to go to a good place. I'm going to add a tiny bit of this wine color. So I'm going to do the number 3 and number 6 together, right on the outside edge. And I want you to see how messy I'm doing this, and it's okay. And I'm even grabbing it kind of rough because I want everything to fall. I want you to see that you don't have to have everything be perfect for it to end up being perfect. This is the 107 Mixer Blender brush. I'm going to go into number 2 color and a touch of the number 3. So mostly the number 2 though. And then I'm going to put this right on the edge, on the border of the two sides, and then back and forth like a windshield wiper right on top. A little bit more. And when you're doing this, you see I just do 2 tiny little dabs into it. You don't need to grab a lot of products. They're very pigmented. And then I'm also going over the line. And this just smooths everything out. The same thing. The first shot is going to be 1, 2, and then 1. And I take that right in the center, and then back and forth like a windshield wiper, and then over the liner. And now only the number 2. Okay. Now I'm going to take my liner brush, which is the number 104 brush. I'm going to go only over the number 2 color, and I'm going to smoke out this liner. All right, so there's the liner being smoked out, just over the number 2 color. Okay. And if you want to just give it another little pop of something, you can just go ahead into the number 6 color one more time and just do it at the very outside crease. Great. Now I take the number 108 brush and I'm going to put it into the first color, the number 1 color right here, and I'm going to use that to highlight my inner lid and also to clean up by the brow bone. That's basically the blues. I always like to begin with the liner, liquid liner, and end with the liner because I feel it just gives it a really nice little kick. So if you're not comfortable with putting the liner on after because you think, oh, it's going to be too harsh, you can always put it on and then wipe it down, smoke it, or don't even do it. But there we go, the same little thing we just did. And if you didn't do it very smoothly, what are we going to do? Smoking it out. You don't even have to put any more color on here because this is a smudge-proof liquid liner, but it gives you about 30 seconds to just move things around. And then, boom, it's done. No matter what colors I use on my eyes, you know, I'm going to wipe some of this down so as not to have it be distracting. The priming moisturizer also acts, well, this is the priming moisturizer treatment, also acts as a makeup remover, so as not to be distracting, I will just get rid of this. You see, here's all the makeup that would have been on my foundation if I have done my foundation first. That's why I like doing the eyes first. I could be as kind of rough and messy as I want to be and then clean it all up and have a fresh face to put everything on. Before I continue though, I want to make sure that I have my eyelashes and my brows done. So first thing I'm going to do is find my eyebrow brush. This is the 109 Eyebrow Spoolie and the Au Naturel eye palette. No matter what colors I put on my eyes, the Au Naturel always goes on my brows, and this is the best accent palette. So I'm first going to brush my eyebrows up, and then this is a great little trick, okay? The bottom 3 colors here are all matte. The top 3 colors all have a little bit of a shimmer. There's no glitters, just shimmers. So first I go, if you're a blonde, you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you start with the lightest and you end with the lightest. If you're a brunette, you start with the darkest, 1, 2, 3, and then end with the darkest. And I'm always going to start by the arch area and kind of work it out. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, very easy, and then take your little spoolie brush and just brush that up. You can do a little more, create a little bit of height. And don't forget, at the very end, go to the inner part of your brows. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes. But before I do that, take the pencil. This is the Brownie, brown color, Brownie. I'm gonna put my eyelid down. I'm gonna do this before my foundation is on. I'm gonna put this on. So if you wanna do it inside your eye, inner eye area, just pull your eye down even more and put it inside. Make it as messy as you want to. Same thing on the other side. Close it up. This one has a little smudger, so you could take it, and if you want to smudge this, you could smudge it. Okay, this way it's really in there. Now I'm going to curl my lashes. When you're curling your lashes, first try to get the tip of it, and then do the bottom part, so you have a little bit of a round instead of just like one dent. So just first do the top part and then do the inner part, and it'll make them be not so stiff looking. Okay, if you can do 3, even better. Then you're going to grab your mascara. This is our Glamour Lash mascara, and you put a little mascara. Okay, I like to do 2 coats, but I do 1, the top and bottom. Put it in, make sure you swirl it. Don't pump it, because the pumping will dry out your mascara, so swirl it. Do your other side. Okay. And below. Now I do my second coat. Okay, there goes the second coat. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I've cleared off everything from my face. A little bit of the Prime Moisturizer treatment. And I use the thinner sponges for all the cleanup steps. You know, I don't like to waste my good sponges for that. So these are the 8 counts. These are the larger wedges. They're the size, you know, they're like the size, the 8 count. And then there is the 24 count, which are thinner. So the 24 count is like this thin size. So they're almost the same price. I think this is like $1 more. And I use the thinner ones to do all the cleanup steps with. Why waste the good ones? All right, so I clean up everything below. I'm going back to the foundation. This is the HD Dual Foundation in Light. I'm gonna go to my foundation brush, okay, and here I go. I'm gonna grab more of the side 2, and the side 2 goes right here on the cheek area. If you're not sure where the cheek area is, smile And you see right here, this is where it's gonna go. It's gonna basically get rid of all that redness. It's gonna go on the nose, and it's gonna go on the chin. Okay? The side one, with the side that says Eve Pearl, it's gonna go right underneath. And if you're not sure where that is, again, smile, and right underneath that, that's where the side one goes. See, we're gonna blend that down, that's where the side one would go. Can you see that? Side two goes here, side one goes underneath and right around the lips. And side two goes, basically anywhere you have redness or discoloration, the side two goes. Even if you have a blemishes here, first put the side two to cover that up, and then the side one will blend it down. And when I mix this in, I'll do one side first so you can see what happens, what it looks like. I like to add more water at times because sometimes by the time you've done your eyes, you know, your sponge could have dried. So put a little more water. And I'm going to begin by placing the sponge where I want it to be the most sheer. So usually you want it to be the most sheer around this area because it's the closest to your neck, which has no makeup on it, or shouldn't have really makeup on it. So we're taking off here, here, and then the nose area. So you see how that's made my face kind of not so red, because I've got really red and it's matching my neck a little better. And now I'm going to just do the one side to show you the Salmon Concealer. Now I hope you all heard about now that we have fair. So we have fair and light. And I'm the light foundation, so I can wear the fair light Salmon Concealer. So I could take my concealer brush, a little bit of the fair, a little bit of the light, and I'm going to put that right here. You see, don't put it too close to the lash line, and don't put too much on. Take the sponge and you just blend it in, blend it down, and it smooths it out. Now just to show you, because really I'm usually the light medium. I prefer the light medium on myself. Here's the light medium combination. This was the light, and look at how dark the medium color is, but I want you to see how great this is going to actually work under my eyes. Because you see I have this dip. When you get a little bit older, you get a little bit of this dip. So in order to prevent this dip from really being seen, by taking that darker Salmon Concealer color that looks a little bit orangey, but just put it down in that little dip area, and taking the sponge, and you see I'm actually smoothing it out, and it ends up looking better and smoother. I hope you'll have to be the judge of that later. Now, usually when I do this, I do everything in one shot. So I'll show you. I usually just take first the brush, and side two, side one, I do the smile, I do the side two right here, on the nose, the side one right underneath it, around the lips. Sometimes, if you have more of a, you know, like I have a really wide face, so sometimes I'll take the darker color and put it also here, and it'll basically create more contouring. So if you want to create more contouring, you want to make your jowls look a little thinner or smaller, just put a little bit of the, after you put the light, you know, here goes the light, put the darker, the side two down right underneath it. Okay, so usually I'll do that. And then I'll take the Salmon Concealer, the light and medium, and I'll put that all here, all in one shot. Why waste time? Take the sponge, blend everything in, and we're mixing it in. Now, sometimes you might be doing this and you might rub some excess makeup off that you want to have on because you need a little bit more care. It's okay. I'd rather you first make the first layer nice and sheer, but then take the tip of the brush with the color that you need, just a tiny drop of it, and just put it in the areas that you might need a little bit more coverage. So if you have like an acne breakout, or you have more discoloration, or you have freckles that you want to cover, just kind of go over that. You know, like some of us, like myself, have more redness. So now I was able to cover it better with just using the tip of that brush. Okay, don't be scared. You can also just dab it with the sponge. I wanted to show you, my lips have a tendency to get dry in different seasons. So I love using, where's my little, this is our lip treatment. This is our age-defying lip treatment that has astaxanthin. Usually I would put this on before I start the makeup process. I take a little bit, swirl, and put it on my lips. Then by the time I get to my lips, they would already be treated. But this is amazing for sensitive lips. If you're, taking things like Accutane, or you've got sensitivity to other things that have any kind of ingredients, the astaxanthin will calm it down, will treat your lips, and it feels amazing. Okay, while that's working, it's time to powder. Once again, I'm going to take the loose fixative. Now, the fixative powder is basically, makes it almost water resistant. I mean, it's not going to make it waterproof, but basically if you sweat or you're having a hot flash or in a big rainstorm, your makeup is not going to go anywhere. All you have to do is sort of like remove it around and you reconfigure it. It's not going to melt. It's not going to make a hole. It's amazing. And if you have oily skin, like I do, this is ideal. And you don't need a lot. You just need a little drop of it. So sometimes I just take the cap, okay, and I put a little bit of the loose powder in the cap. And then I take this and tiny drop of it. You can use it straight on your face, or you could even put it into the pressed powder. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of it in the pressed powder and just put it all over my face. So you see, everything is matching color-wise. I'll put a little bit more on my forehead and under the eyes. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my Sapphire eye palette. I'm going to take the 106 brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this blue, the number 5 color, just a little bit of it, and I'm going to go right underneath this liner, just a drop, right underneath the liner. Ooh, that's a little much. If you put too much, go back to your spongy, and you can always just smooth everything out. Okay, see, all the excess blue is on the sponge. Okay, getting there. Fan brush. And this is the Sunny Cheeks. This is a matte blush trio. So for those of us that don't want to have any kind of shimmer at all, or have oily skin and don't want to, be thinking about, oh my God, what am I putting in my face? The Sunny blush has a little bit of the peach, has a little bit of the pink, and has a great mauvey tone that you can contour with. Or do what I do, take your fan brush and go over all 3 colors, smile, and basically put a little bit here, and put a little bit here. For TV, this is ideal because the colors come out, it picks up a little bit of everything, and it's really pigmented. These are all double pressed, double pigmented pressed powders. And what does that mean? Double pigmented means you use half the amount of product and it gives you twice the benefit. So highly recommended. Double L our shadows are also. So you see how high I take the blush up, almost like under the eyes. Once again, this is to get rid of that dip, because now it brings the attention of the cheeks higher rather than here where my cheeks really are. We want everything lifted as we're getting older. Even when we're young, lifting doesn't hurt. It's like you want to have a push-up bra, why not lift everything up and start young? If you want more contouring, just grab the 3rd color here, the mauvey color, and put that right in here. Put that right in here, a little bit here if you want. Later on, you can put it in little décolletage areas, and if you want to add a little bit of color to your eyes, even, you can take and put it here and here. Never hurts. Okay, by this time now that your lips should have been treated, if you would have put it on the very beginning, like I didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of it off and a little foundation back on my lips. By putting a little bit of the foundation on your lips, it'll help whatever product you put on your lips stay on better. I'm going to start out by taking the Cosmo pencil and lining the lips. Line them round. Don't make them go too wide. the only time that I'm quiet. Do the top. And I'm gonna get my favorite lip palette. This is the lip palette. This is the ultimate lip palette. These are all dual performance lip colors. We have them all in individual lipsticks, and you've got 18 shades here. We have every one of these. We'll tell you the name of it on the back of it. So when you figure out what your favorite shade is, you could just purchase your favorite shade. I am not one to believe in, if you've got stuff on your eyes, you have to have nude on your lips. If that makes you happy, that's great, but it's not a rule that I particularly follow. If you want to have on your eyes and you want to have on your lips, good for you, go for it. And if you don't, you don't have to. If you want to keep your lips a little bit more muted, the 202, which is the Enchanted, is an ideal color. It's, well, you could see what it looks like, but this is what all of our brides get. They love this color. Take your lip brush, grab a little bit of the color, and put that on. It's very nice. Will treat your lips and give you something. If you want a little bit more oomph added to it, because we all like a little oomph, the Hey Sexy Gloss. It's one of our new Kisses of Pearl glosses. Amazing. I am going to put this on. Okay, I'm going to grab a little lip thing and put it right on my lips. It also will treat your lips. It's delicious and nice and sweet. It has a little bit of sweetness without being overly sweet. This way, when you're going out, you're having your garlicky food, you could still kiss or talk to whoever you're with and taste yummy. It's all those little things. You're gonna top it off with that lip gloss. And there you go. Let me show you again what I used. I started out with the Priming Moisturizer treatment. And before that, I put on the lip treatment. Okay, on my lips, so it was treating them as it was going along. I used the HD Dual Foundation in Light. And I used the Salmon Concealer in Light Medium. I used the pressed powder in Light, the light pressed powder. I used the Sapphire eyeshadows, the blues. Let's see, this is what they look like. And I used the Au Naturel eyeshadows for my brows. On my eyes also, I have the Black Pearl liquid liner and the Brownie pencil and the Cosmo on my lips with the 202. I'll take a new one. And this is the 202, right here is the 202 color, which is the Enchanted. On my lips as my lipstick, and then the Hey Sexy for my gloss. And to top that off, the lashes are Glamour Lash. Okay, you can't go wrong with having the non-latex sponges. This is the 8 count and the puff that's washable, reusable when you're doing it on yourself. It's terrific, amazing. I highly recommend these. And of course, the Eve Pearl brushes. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Tune in to evepearl.com.